Let's go to New York. Nick Wright, my buddy, first things first, via the Cowherd Global Satellite Network. Okay, Nick, you and I mean, we'd be way up there on the fanboy thing. It's like he was taking a shot at us. What did you make of the comment?
This is the second thing Kevin Durant called me directly. He called me a blog boy on Bill Simmons' podcast by name a year ago. And now I feel like he is saying this directly to me. I know KD watches First Things First. He's texted a guest on the show mid-segment to respond to some of the things we were saying. But don't get bullied by Kevin Durant here, Colin. Don't all of a sudden say, oh, well, I have been... Like, hold on. And did you just say... One of the things you respect about Kevin Durant is his authenticity?
Yeah.
Which fake Twitter account was he using when he was being authentic? I'm just curious. Like, I don't know. I missed that one. Kevin Durant doesn't want to be, all the fanboys in the media fawning, the beat writers fawning all over LeBron. Yeah, I can't imagine what that would be like if the local paper once criticized you and then printed a retraction the next day. Oh, wait, that happened to you in Oklahoma City. I can't imagine what it would be like to have such a lion's grip over the people covering you locally to where the day after you have a fallout with Draymond Green and they ask you a question about it, you can look them in the eye and say, do not ask me about that again. And they then do not ask you about that again. Kevin Durant was being very authentic and honest in that moment. Unfortunately, that I have no reason to believe the authentic, honest Kevin Durant that logs onto the gram later tonight will feel the same way. But point taken, Katie, I get it.
By the way, we introduced the LeBron meter yesterday and the Kevin LeBrant meter yesterday. So our Kevin LeBrant meter, we're showing it now, is very low on Durant coming to Los Angeles. You know, Magic and Kobe in the last week have talked about, Nick, they've talked about the workload. And Magic and Kobe they're smart dudes. They get it. And then LeBron said, you know, my workload is what it is. I play Game 7 of the NBA Finals every minute. Doesn't matter. What do you make about Kobe and Magic's comments and about LeBron's workload right now?
Okay, so I think the comments are very different, actually. I think Magic is talking about minutes and how much he's actually on the court, as LeBron is averaging a career low in minutes. Now, I wish people would listen to LeBron. He has said for the better part of a decade, it is not about minutes, it is about games. That his body feels the same if he plays 30 or 40 minutes. It's about getting himself ready to play and actually playing. So LeBron has told anyone that'll listen, it's better for him to play high minutes but have 5 to 8 games off during the year than low minutes and play all 82. Now, of course, last year he played high minutes and also played all 82, then 22 in the playoffs as he averaged 33, 9, and 9 in the greatest playoff run in NBA history, but I digress. But that was out of necessity. Kobe is talking about the offense running through LeBron at the end of games. And Kobe, since he's just done a total historical reinvention of his own career, he is talking as if that's something that he thinks is bad for teammates and that if he were on the team, he would give a damn what was bad for teammates. But I'm also digressing once again. I understand the concern that if everything runs through LeBron at the end of games, is Brandon Ingram going to get the crunch time experience? Is Lonzo going to get the crunch time experience? But the reality is this. The best experience for those guys is the playoffs. And the best way for the Lakers to make the playoffs is to not blow games at the end the way they were the first 2 weeks of the season. And LeBron isn't Kobe. He isn't Russ, as much as I love Russ. He will look for you at the end of games. Their last bad loss, the loss to Orlando, a 12:30 start time in Los Angeles on a Sunday a couple weeks ago, 104-104 late, LeBron drives and kicks to an open Josh Hart. He just missed the shot. He will get other guys the ball, but Brandon Ingram was the number 2 pick of the draft. He has scored more than 26 points once since he left Duke. Lonzo Ball was the number 2 pick of the draft. He has, I think, regressed slightly this year. Their talent, their ability is their responsibility. These games count now. You cannot be sacrificing games to try to get these guys going. These guys need to get themselves going. LeBron's the greatest teammate we've seen of this era. He'll find them if they get themselves going.
By the way, so an outside linebacker coach had kind of an innocuous tweet, got whacked in Green Bay. He said, listen, we got to hold number 12 and everybody here to a Lombardi standard. Losing, his word, sucks. And he got run out of the building. I've always said Green Bay doesn't have an owner. So whereas Belichick and Kraft hold Brady responsible, where Russell Wilson got called out by Pete Carroll and defensive teammates, but Andrew Luck got called out by a former GM, Derek Carr got called out by Gruden, nobody really in Green Bay holds Favre or Rodgers accountable. They run the franchise, and everybody walks on eggshells. So the story comes out this morning from your Chris Carter about Harbaugh, who doesn't walk on eggshells with anybody and the Packers potentially. How does that land for you? Your thoughts?
Listen, there's an old clip from when I was filling in for you one day that has been unfairly edited against me of me saying I think Jim Harbaugh is the best football coach in the world. What that clip does not include is that I am saying if you're not telling me if you're going to give me if it's going to be college or pro, you just say he's got to coach football, who do I want? I said Harbaugh. I'll stand by that. I think Harbaugh is excellent. Yeah. I think Harbaugh would do a good job in Green Bay. I also think what happened to Winston Moss in Green Bay would happen in almost any environment anywhere. If someone who is a not pertinent, not super important employee publicly calls out the single most important employee in a negative way, you're going to get run. You mentioned who called out Andrew Luck? The former GM of the Colts. Who called out Russell Wilson? Defensive players who are no longer on the Seattle Seahawks. Like, you can't do this. Like, maybe, like, the president of Fox Sports, Eric Shanks, could send out a tweet being like, Colin's opening monologue, weak sauce today, expect better. But I'm telling you right now, the, like, assistant marketing coordinator couldn't.
Yeah.
You might not get him fired, but I have a feeling there would be some phone calls from people at CAA saying, James needs to go. And so I don't hold that against Aaron Rodgers. I just think that's kind of how office politics work, even in the NFL.
By the way, I know you like Baker Mayfield more than I do, right? Isn't that like I think he's...
I really like Baker Mayfield.
Right.
Patrick Mahomes and Baker Mayfield, the two future faces of the league,
also
known as Colin Cowherd's personal hell. Go ahead.
Okay, so Dak Prescott's won 4 straight games. Not a peep. Deshaun Watson's won 9 straight games. Not a peep. Andrew Luck's having an incredible year. Russell Wilson maybe even better. Not a peep. Baker Mayfield, yap when he was winning. This week gets humiliated. Not a peep. Isn't it look like Baker Mayfield is the classic roller coaster guy? Dak, Deshaun, Mahomes. I don't hear anything when they're on long winning streaks. Baker had 2-3 nice weekends against cruddy teams and became Howard Stern. Got his ears boxed this weekend and didn't say anything. Doesn't that worry you?
You know the thing about roller coasters, Colin? They're dope and fun as hell. I got no problem with that. This is just a difference of philosophy, my friend. He is not going to be your typical quarterback. He told us that. He told you that sitting on the couch. He told the media that a week and a half ago when he was going good. I've got no problem with it. I've got no problem with someone being their authentic selves, and I think he can back it up. And now, you're right. A lot of these other quarterbacks have been, I don't know who their authentic selves are because they are always, Russell Wilson, the quarterback. Dak Prescott, the quarterback. Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback. I like that Baker Mayfield is Baker Mayfield who plays quarterback. It will never be the type of thing that you like. This is a very, I don't know if it's a generational difference or just a philosophical difference between you and me, but this is where our sports philosophies always butt heads. You want your point guards, your quarterbacks, you want them to act a certain way.
Yes.
I don't think that's necessary. And again, history says you're right. I think this new generation's going to rewrite that history somewhat. I think Baker's going to be one of those guys. And one other thing on this. You're not supposed to talk after you get your ears boxed. It would be silly if after he played the worst game of his career, he came out and said, I was feeling really dangerous. What, like dangerous like a bomb that detonates in your own huddle? And so I don't blame him for not talking when things aren't going well. I just think he's a different type of cat, and I don't think that's ever going to sit right with you because it's not what you have always believed is what wins. We'll see if it can win.
Good stuff today. First things first, Nick Wright. Made me laugh multiple times. I love having you on, buddy. It's great seeing you.
You too. Great to see you. Good to see you as well, Julie. Talk to you guys next week.
All right. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.